Starting. So what we are talking about till now, it is the first six chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It is talking about the work with detachment. Work with the detachment is like a do the activity, but don't expect any result, or like a surrender all those results to the Lord. But now the Bhakti Yoga section of it is going to start about work with the devotion. So we have to do the devotion, then do the work. Okay, that is what the whole aspect now. Then in the devotional service, like in the Navavidha Bhakti, the main thing is to hear about the Lord. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Likewise, it will come Navavidha Bhakti in that. Like, okay, the main aspect is to hear about the Lord. That is the reason when Krishna starts speaking about like a 7.1, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Maya Sakta Manapartha Yohan Yunja Madasrayaha. So he's saying like a Tashrunu. Tashrunu means hear, attentively hear. Okay, that is what he's saying. Till now, the Lord is speaking and Arjuna is listening, correct? But when he's starting about the Bhakti Yoga, he's saying like a attentively hear, Tashrunu. That's very, very important because he is he is bringing Arjuna into more attentive mode. Like, okay, please hear attentively so that you will be able to perform the Bhakti Yoga in a better manner. Okay, so that is how he is starting. So Bhakti Yoga is very, very important section of Bhagavad Gita. Uh, please hear attentively because it gives us opportunity to perform the Bhakti Yoga in a better manner. Our anarthas will be like, okay, removed from our heart, and a knowledge will be like a established, and the Lord will be like a so happy when we perform the Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so then let me start. Let me share the screen. So Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yoham Yunjan Madashrayah Asamsayam Samagram Mam Yata Jnanasya Tashrunu Yata Jnanasya Tashrunu. Tashrunu, like a please hear. And Asamsayam Samagram Mam. Samagram means like a completely. Is it possible to hear about or to know about the Lord completely? Can anyone say like a is it possible to know about all the features of the Lord, all the knowledge about the Lord completely? Is it possible?
No, Prabhu.
It is not possible because Lord has n number of qualities, unlimited features, like okay, which is not possible for us to understand because we have a very limited knowledge. But still, Lord says, you will be able to understand me completely because He is talking about the essential knowledge. Okay, the important aspect of the knowledge. Like that is what He is referring here. So we have to take the inner meaning of it, like the samagram means the important knowledge whatever he is going to cover, we will be able to understand that. Yeah, so we can understand like the source of knowledge, the essence of knowledge, essential knowledge, and who is the controller of the knowledge. Like okay, these three things, where the knowledge is coming from, which source, that we will be able to understand. Which are the essence of knowledge, what are the essence. Okay, the essence of knowledge is the whole thing, like it is about matter and spirit. That matter and spirit is like a matter is nothing but complete knowledge of the material world. Spirit is complete knowledge about the spiritual world, okay, which is the soul. The matter is about like the body and the material world. Okay, so the source of it or the controller of it, like who is none other than Krishna. How he creates the whole of the what to say, like, okay, the material world, how he created the spiritual world, what is the purpose of like okay, us coming into this material world, how we can go back to the spiritual world to understand like to practice bhakti yoga. All these things like been explained as a knowledge. Okay, that is the reason. What is the name of the seventh chapter? It is knowledge of the absolute. We have covered what is the meaning of the absolute. Can anyone say like what is the meaning of the absolute? Let's see like who can say what about the knowledge of the absolute? Yeah.
Prabhu, absolute means eternal. For example, means God and His name and His actions are all equal to means equivalent to God only. There is no difference between His actions, His name, His pastimes. So it is eternal. Means it will not change.
Okay, fine. Okay, very good, Prabhu. Like okay. So it is nothing but Lord's name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, everything will give the same result. Okay. That is what the absolute means. If I am thirsty, okay, if I say water, my thirst will not be quenched. But if I say Krishna and seeing Krishna face to face, or going to the temple and seeing Krishna, or chanting the holy name of Krishna, everything will give the same result, or hearing about his pastime, everything will give the same result. Okay, that is what the meaning of the absolute. Okay, and it doesn't diminish, it doesn't reduce at all. Like, okay, that is what the other inner meaning of like the absolute means. Very important because we need to understand Krishna is full in quantity, full in quality. He can never, his qualities never diminish. His pastimes or like his opulence like never diminish. Okay, that is what the real meaning of absolute. Anyone has any question? Because this is very, very important. Because before we start, we need to understand what we are studying and why we are studying. Because this Bhakti Yoga section, this 7.1, last 3 weeks, we are still discussing because it is so important before we dwell into the Bhakti Yoga section of it. That is the reason, like we can take more time to discuss about Bhakti Yoga because this is a very, very important section of like the whole Bhagavad Gita. Many referential slokas to be memorized, many chapters like a fully to be remembered. So Brahman and Paramatma only like a partial realization, but the Bhakti Yoga is about the full realization. Okay, concentrating our focusing mind on Krishna. Okay, and by different yoga process, which is nothing but capable of elevating self-realization. So absolute truth, like okay, it is about like a Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. This Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Okay, it is three ways to understand the Lord. Okay, Brahman means it is partial representation, which is nothing but like a sunshine. It is impersonal form of it. Then the Paramatma is like a localized aspect, which is like okay, compared to the sun disk, which is representing again like a partial realization. But the full complete realization will be like a, in the Bhagavan form, where the personality of Godhead, like okay, it is nothing but like the whole sun itself. It is not about sun sign or not about sun disk, like okay, it is a sun God, the God Himself. Like okay, this how the Bhagavan aspect of it, or devotional service, will give us the full realization of Krishna. Devotee develops transcendent knowledge like by becomes first like okay fixed in the devotional service by constant hearing. We need to hear about the Lord. The engaged in the nine process of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Okay, those things. Then by hearing that, our impurities will be like okay, uh, getting wiped off like okay, because we are going to get into the pure goodness of the mode. Okay. Then we can know about the Lord fully, like a complete knowledge about the Lord. Okay. We will be able to understand. So what are you saying? First, Tashunu, hear about the Lord. Then Samagram, you will gain the knowledge in full. Then become free from the doubt. Okay, we will free from the doubt. Then we have to take the shelter of the Lord. Then Yoga Yunjan, practicing the yoga, Bhakti Yoga process. Then Maya Sakta, mind attached to me. These six things we need to do. Here, Tarshunu, gain knowledge, become free from doubt, wants to take shelter by practicing Bhakti Yoga process, and mind attached to me. While we do these six things, we can know about Krishna, Krishna's essential knowledge in full. Okay. So this was like the 9 devotional service. Okay, in that Shravanam hearing, which is the Maharaj Parikshit is the exemplary example, like okay, who performed hearing in a better manner or the best manner within 7 days. Okay, then Vishnu Kirtanam, like a Sugata Goswami is like a speaking about the glories of the Lord. Then Smaranam, Prahlad Maharaj, he was remembering like a, while he was in the womb of the mother. Okay, even though like he been into so many torturous situation by his own father, but still he didn't have any doubt about the capacity or capability of the Lord. He always remember the Lord as like a Lord will protect. So that is what like a Lord came and like a protected personally also. Then Pada Sevanam, like Lakshmi Devi is like the example of the Pada Sevanam. Archanam, which is deity worship, like a Maharaj Prithu. Then Vandanam, like a Akrura praying. He is the exemplary example of like okay, for Vandanam. Dasyam, it is like none other than Hanuman. Okay, become the servant always, like you want to be a servant. Sakyam is like a Arjuna who had a great friend of Krishna. Okay, Krishna ready to do anything like a for the Pandavas, especially for Arjuna. Then Atma Nivedanam, which is like a Maharaj Bali, like okay, in spite of his uh, supreme, sorry, what a spiritual master like Sukracharya saying, no, Lord is going to punish you, but still he is ready to surrender to that Brahman, correct? Like a Bali Maharaj is a great exemplary example of like a Atma Nivedanam. So this is a 9 process, like in that the Shravanam is very, very important. So let us hear more about the Lord. Then that complete knowledge, okay, knowing this, nothing more to be known because we need to know and we need to practice it. Phenomenal is like a knowledge acquired by the perceived senses, like which is nothing but the matter. Vijnana means like okay, about Krishna's energy, about the spiritual knowledge. By learning this phenomenon and numinous knowledge, and who is the controller of both, then because Krishna is the cause of all causes, is the source of all knowledge, only by the object of meditation, like we can understand him in full. And Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna qualification. This qualification will come 4.3 and 9.1 also. Who are eligible to hear about Krishna? It is not, though Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is like a readily available for anyone and everyone, but it is to be heard and to be understood only by the chosen devotee by the Lord Krishna. Otherwise, it is not possible to understand Krishna about for everyone. Like they can't understand about Krishna. Only chosen devotee by the Lord, they get the opportunity to learn about Krishna, to learn about the qualities of Krishna. Trust me, like that is what happening now. Like because not all would be able to join the class and hear about the Lord, but you are all fortunate like to hear about the Lord because you are being chosen by the Lord. Okay, that is what means explained. Who can hear about the Lord? Only if you are a devotee of Krishna or you are a friend of Krishna, then only we all can hear about the Lord. Okay, so with this I will try to end today's class. Thanks all for joining. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback or comments. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, chanting should be done louder or in the mind?
Louder is better, Prabhu, so that like you don't get deviated. Because many a times what happens is if you are trying to chant on the mind, or if you are chanting like a silently, sometime we may get deviated, our mind will get like a diverted, and we may get fell asleep also, correct? So when we are chanting loud, our senses are engaged in the activity of the chanting, all the senses. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
And
Prabhuji,
while we are
this is
chanting
praying
louder,
and smaranam.
one second, Prabhu. While we are chanting louder, other living entities like who were unable to chant, they also get the benefit of like that your loud chanting, our loud chanting. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, next praying and smaranam.
Yeah.
What is difference in our life? That is, you have told Akrura and all this. How these two comes in our day-to-day life, praying and smaranam. Example.
Okay. Okay. Krishna explains that in this devotional section of it, how to remember the Lord. Okay. He is present in many aspects of the material world. For example, he is the sun and moon. Okay. He is in the water. Okay. He's saying, what is that sloka? Water. So we can, while drinking water, we can remember the Lord. Huh? Rasoham Apstu Kaunteya, like, okay. So he is present in water, he is present in trees, he is present in sun and moon, like he is present in the air. Likewise, anything and everything Lord is present. It is our consciousness, our willingness to listen, or willingness to think about the Lord. So while we are drinking the water, we can think about, okay, I am drinking the energy of Krishna. While we are seeing the sun and moon, okay, it is nothing but the body parts of the Lord. Okay, Lord is so beautiful, Lord is so great. Okay, this is how we need to smaran about the Lord each and every moment of it. Okay, how Lord protected his devotee, how Lord is ready to accept as a chariot driver for Arjuna, how Lord protected, like, okay, Pandavas in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, how Lord exhibited this Leela, the Damodar Leela, how Lord exhibited like the Narsingha Leela. Likewise, like each and every Leela we can remember, smaran, smaran, smaran. Okay? Okay, Prabhu?
And praying,
Praying, like you can pray whenever,
normal praying, what we do.
yeah, Prabhu, yeah. We can
Okay.
pray the Lord
Then
each and every moment of it, like we can offer the prayers to Lord, because our prayers will never go unheard. Okay? Lord will, yeah, Lord will listen to every one of our prayer. Only thing is, sometimes we may need a quick remedy, but Lord will give the permanent remedy. We can pray for ourselves, we can pray for others, we can pray to each and every one of our surroundings. Okay, known and unknown. Like if you are praying for ours, like, okay, we may be little selfish. If you are praying genuine prayers about for others, it is very, very appreciated by the Lord. Okay.
then how to apply the principle of becoming servant? Dasya.
Servant, okay. We are serving our family, our company, wherever like we are working, we are serving, like we are the servant, and someone top of us, like is our boss, or someone is a master, like, okay. But they are only temporary master. But we have to serve the Lord, who is our permanent master. We are the eternal servant. He is the eternal master. Okay. So we have to become the servant of that eternal master, and serve the Lord and his devotees all the time.
Okay. How to bring the feeling of Sakyam?
Yes, Sakya is like a friendship, Prabhu, where we can some of the devotee, like, okay, who don't want to seek, they will have a very intimate relationship with Lord, who always like sees Lord as their friend. They discuss anything and everything with the Lord, correct? Like so, not necessarily like we have to think about Lord in all. Some elders like will think about Lord in the Vatsalya Bhav. Some will be in the loving conjugal manner, like gopis always like having the Madhurya Rasa, like they were thinking and having the relationship with the Lord, correct? Some will be like in the servant manner. Some will be in the what to say, like in the dasya manner, correct? So it is about like how you want to see the Lord. Lord is ready to come in any form, in any manner, like according to our desires. So that is what we have to do it. Because Bhishma they wanted to see Lord in the Virya Rasa, correct? Because he is a great warrior. So he want to see and fight with the Lord. So even Lord broke his promise, correct? He is ready to fight, like okay, with the Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma they wanted Lord to see in that warrior form, like he wants to fight with the Lord. So each devotee like has various rasa. Like there are 12 rasas are there, 5 primary rasa, 7 secondary rasa. Like in that manner, we can love the Lord like in that in any one of the rasa bhav. Okay.
Okay. Among the 9 processes, chanting in Hindi is the most easiest.
Yes, Prabhu. Chanting is the most easiest, and at the same time, chanting is the most difficult thing, because something available very easily, we may not give the right attention, right importance, correct? We know the value of the thing when we lose that thing, correct? So that is what one message I sent it in the group yesterday. Sometime we keep things for later, but when later comes at the fag end of our life, we will think, oh my God, how much time I wasted for the mundane things. Okay, I should have utilized that time to have it for chanting and to hear about the glories of the Lord. Because we don't know. For example, I get the message as like I have only 5 minutes left in my life, or 5 seconds. Then what I would have, I will think, oh my God, how much I wasted yesterday. Like I watched one movie for 3 hours, like and last 1 week, like I didn't chant properly. So we have to chant, we have to hear about the glories of the Lord as if, okay, I am going to die at this moment. If that is the case, how focused, how uh, how much attentiveness like we will do with that devotional activity. That is what we have to do. That is very, very important. So we think that okay, we have to think as like okay, I'm having very limited time in my life left over, and I wasted enough of time in my life. So let me use this leftover time in a very effective and positive manner. That is how we need to perform the devotional service. So to do devotional service, don't postpone. Okay, do it immediately. Do it now. That is the important message, like to perform the devotional service. Okay, Prabhu. Many a times we know the things, but we don't do. But we have to do now.
Yeah,
Now.
correct, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Mm.
Thanks for so many questions and like which is influencing us to
But
perform
today I'm
devotional
little
service in a
outside of
better
the
manner.
hospital. That's why I could ask questions.
Yes,
Otherwise,
Prabhu.
I will be only listener. I cannot ask.
Yeah.
That is the only thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
please,
Thank you.
please perform. Any other realization, any other comments, feedback, please feel free to open it, because it may help you, it may help others also. Okay, Hare Krishna. How the Arjuna asked the question, and Parikshit Maharaj asked the question, which helped all, not only them, like which is helping all of us. Okay, so the similar manner, don't be shy away. Like don't think that okay, this is a stupid question. No, all the questions are like relevant if we understand it in a right manner and respond it in a right manner. Okay, Hare Krishna. If no further questions, like I stop the recording. Thanks once again for joining.